Welcome back. You have your USB adapter and you've installed all the software I linked in part 1, right? Well, now it's time to get KinectToPin up and running. You don't have to install it. Just unzip it, and drop its folder inside the Processing Library folder, which is on a Windows machine, is usually just a folder in my documents called Processing. If the folder ends up called something like NIC-FG KinectToPin bunch of random numbers, you need to rename it to just plain old KinectToPin. Processing sketchbook folders have to match the names of the programs or sketches they contain, or you won't be able to load them. And now you're ready to go. We're going to run a few programs at the same time. First, plug in your Kinect and wait for your computer to recognize it. Next, open up a skeleton and processing. Now go to File, Sketchbook, KinectToPin, and hit the play button. If you want to streamline this process a bit, you can compile KinectToPin into an app, but it's not necessary, and every now and then it doesn't do quite what I expect, and I like to see what's going on in the code. So right now, you've got one window with a bunch of text, and another with some buttons and a black background. You can press Cam to check and make sure your Kinect is seeing things. Now, go stand in front of the camera. If you've done everything right, OS Skeleton should notice you. There you are. Put both hands in the air as if you're being arrested. That's the calibration pose. You should see some more text pop up on the skeleton side saying it's recognized you and ready to track. There are two different ways to record the tracking data, however. You can hit Rec to capture with simple OpenNI, or OSC to use a skeleton. A skeleton supposedly provides a smoother track, but I find it also gives me much buggier data, so I prefer to use simple OpenNI. However, it doesn't play nice with my screencasting software, so I'm going back to a skeleton. Your results may vary. Now, press the recording button of your choice in KinectToPin, step back, and let the countdown begin. In a few seconds, you should see your skeleton appear as a series of white circles. Try to stay as far back from the camera as you can, and give yourself plenty of room to move. The Kinect requires a surprising amount of space. There's a lens you can buy to shorten its focus, but it may distort your results. I haven't tried it out yet. Kinect does its best job capturing you when you're facing directly toward the camera. The open source Kinect APIs don't support estimating occluded joints yet, which is a technical way of saying it will get confused if you put your hands behind your back. You should also make sure to keep your arms and legs within the window at all times, or it may lose track of you. Now, press Stop to stop recording to XML. I always like to make some big goofy gesture that's easy to spot, so I know where my usable track ends, since I've captured quite a few sequences of myself pressing Stop. Click Play to watch your track play back if you want, and make sure you have what you need, but I always prefer to record a motion sequence several times, because I keep running into a strange bug that makes my puppet's head fly off. And while it's always nice to have multiple takes, you really need at least one non-decapitating data set. So KinectToPin captures the tracking points for you in individual XML files, but you need to do one more step to get them ready for After Effects. Press the button labeled Save to convert them all at once. Go to My Documents, Processing, KinectToPin, Data, Save AE, and if all goes according to plan, your files should be waiting for you there. Sometimes when I have too many tracks, I need to move them elsewhere before it will let me record new ones. One way to fix this issue is to go into Processing Preferences and increase the available memory. But if you want to delete your tracking data or move it elsewhere, you'll need to clear out both this folder and the Save XML one. It's not a bad idea to move all your track files somewhere else where you can give them proper labels. But you now have proper keyframe data all ready for import into After Effects. You can try copying and pasting it to a set of 15 puppet pins on a null, or if you have CS5 or higher, you can download the sample puppet from this tutorial and test your data with that. Just copy, open up After Effects, and paste to the pins on the layer labeled Source. If your puppet comes in looking really scrambly, there's another layer called Invert Pins with a checkbox on it, and if you check that box, it'll flip left and right. Sometimes the pins were reversed for various reasons. And there you go. Obviously, I haven't animated the hands yet, but you can see the motion for the body is pretty much there already. Stay tuned for part 3, where you'll learn how to rig a puppet of your own that will react to the data you've just recorded. Thanks for watching.